He let her speak. She let him speak.
Yeah.
It was what you think was said, because I know everything. We're honest over here, babes. So
I
go ahead
know.
and say it. You think you got some
Yeah.
chips on me, bitch? You ain't
Yeah.
got no chips, because we are one over
Yeah.
here. I love that. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about our new season of Love is Blind UK. This is season 3 that we are discussing. We are talking about the first drop of episodes, all 8. Sorry, we are a little late. We like to get them out a little bit earlier, but they gave us a full work day of episodes to get through.
I know.
And bitches got jobs, okay? So we are
Yeah.
here a little late with the recap, but we are here nonetheless. I am Victoria. I'm one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. And before we get into this episode, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that hype button and the notification bell, and make sure you're in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. So let's get started. Overall, before we get into the couples, okay, and the drama, what'd you think overall? I was like, 8 was a lot of episodes. I felt like they meant to do 5 because they had this little preview after 5, and they just was like, nah, that's too boring. Pause episodes, they're gonna complain, and they just gave us 8, like the second drop.
Yeah.
In one.
Yeah. I didn't think about that until you had said it when we were talking the other day, but I think that was best because the season, so I'm not going to say it's like boring, but it ain't the most lively, dramatic season. Of course, we got our little things here and there, but you know, a typical Love is Blind season got a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Across multiple couples, and it's usually like, I don't know. I just feel like we usually have a little bit more to talk about.
I feel like it was drama here. I just feel like it's so bite sized, or
yes,
not
it's very
bite-sized.
mild. It ain't. It's like the severity level of the drama is not at its peak. Not saying that is what Love is Blind needs to give us. I'm just saying, I think it was best that they gave us all 8 so we could just zoom through all this shit. And now we got, because, you know, now we're just going into the weddings next week. But
yeah, I mean, I will say though, I like to have like I like to have a little middle area. It feels like weddings already, it feels too soon. I would have liked some type of middle area. So usually what they do, I feel like for the regular season, they give us 6 episodes, one of them into the honeymoon. That's what they needed to do. I feel like something like that, because it's weird to just like, we just got these episodes, now we're going into I do's next week. It's weird. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, we're not used to it, but in my mind, I'm like, cool, because we just have so much that we're covering that's coming up in the next couple of weeks to month. So I'm cool with it. In and out, perfect. But overall thoughts, just about the men, just aside. Actually, the whole cast, for real, or most of the cast, they picked some baddies this season. Like, a lot of the women to me are beautiful. A lot of the men to me are very handsome. I was like, yeah, this was a good little cast pickings for sure. I was like, nobody for real is probably gonna get on the other side of that door and be disappointed, unless it's just there's something about the preference of it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, very good looking cast for sure.
Yeah. And Joseph?
That's a fine man. That's a
Right.
fine man. Okay. And I hope him and Fran is over there happy and kiki, because I'm like, girl, you hold on to that one. Of course, we'll talk about them in a second.
Yeah.
But she's a great girl too. I do like Fran. But yeah, no, fine for sure. The other thing though on Joseph, I will say, now Jack, of course, he got some things we have to discuss, but I love their bromance. I enjoyed watching their little Jack and Joseph's bromance and the way they showed up for each other. So those are my, I guess you could say, overall thoughts for these little drops.
Yeah.
Anything else you got?
No, the only thing I will say is, like, initially I thought the couples were so well suited for each other. I was like, ooh, they did a good job. Everybody I could see, even like Jack and Faye, I was like, he's a little problematic, but y'all seem like y'all might could work. Things have, happened that shifted some of these opinions, but in the beginning I felt like everybody just seemed immediately just like good
Yeah, the
matches.
compatibility was definitely up there for these couples. Sometimes it feels like people are just picking people to pick. But I
Yeah.
will say, I have heard several times now, everybody got engaged except for Chevanique and one other guy. There were 14
Oh.
couples this season, I think.
Yeah, I heard there were 8 couples that didn't make it or something like that. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. But sometimes I wonder about people just going forward to be on the show, you know?
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely. If
so
everybody
yeah.
got engaged except for two people, and everybody was after the coin, and I'm like, well, maybe they tried to pick the most genuine people of the
Yeah.
group, and that's how the cast kind of got formed. Which I still have some questions around some people, like what's his
Kira.
name? Yes, Kira and the guy with Cuba, Ryan. But we'll get there when we get there. But
Oh,
yeah, let's go
yeah.
ahead and start off with the Joseph, Fran, Chevanique triangle of it all. I think my first thought was like, girl, Chev, don't let a man have to tell you more than once
Hmm.
he don't want to be with you. Please
Yeah.
and thank you. That man said, I want Francesca to be my priority, and that was your time to go ahead and step on out.
Yeah, no, I was very confused by the drama this year. Like, I'm unclear about what is happening, Chev. Like, I was for Chev in the beginning of this. I was like, oh, she's a baddie. Oh, and I was like, oh, who should he pick? I don't know. Both of them he's gonna be satisfied with. But I really thought Chev, she just looks like a Barbie doll. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's super, super, super cute. However, the personality, or like at least the whatever maybe rubbing off on her from Kira, that shit was bringing her down a little bit, because at the end she was coming off a little like nice nasty, like I don't know, it was something
Yeah.
about it, just it wasn't a vibe for me. And it kind of like was a little annoying for me, because it's like she, like you said, chased that man down. You know what I'm saying? Like, he told her no, and then the only reason that second to the last date happened is because she's like tried to wrestle him back into a yes. And it's like, girl, and now you being here. So I was with Fran the whole time when she was just like, no, this is unnecessary. He's engaged. Like, get out of our faces. This is unnecessary.
Yeah. Yeah, and the I'm with you on like the confusion. It definitely seems like there's a lot that we didn't see, which
Yeah.
tends to happen, right, on these shows because even the way the conversation that led into, yeah, let's go ahead and have another date. I was wondering how that was pieced together
Mhm.
because it wasn't like a flow. And so it made Chev appear as if she was chasing Joseph down the riverbed a little bit, right? And so then when they had the conversation at Faye's birthday party, I was fully expecting her to go in and maybe just get clarity on like why things changed or how things changed. But it seemed like this little input from Kira is what like amped everything up and blew everything out of proportion. And what I did not like was Kira had so much to say in everyone else's conversations and had so
Yes.
much input, but then in that conversation she had nothing to say.
Yeah, because she knows she
She
has
was
a
sitting
tight
there mute.
she got a tight rope to walk, because she you notice that she didn't say like, oh, we were, because I think Chev brought up the conversation that he was upset at her. I'm not sure, but I think she
Yeah.
was talking about like at the pool or whatever. I don't know, but she came back and literally she only stood on what she knows that she won't get caught in a confrontation around multiple sides. She's just like, "Oh,
Right.
your fiance said that you were upset. That's what I bring it up." But the way it was communicated to Joseph, I feel like it made it seem like he and Kira got into something. And
Right.
so I think she just walks that tightrope, and she's like, okay, I can't say anymore. I can say some more, and we'll get to her later.
Yeah, I feel like it truly wouldn't have probably even got to the level that it got to if it wasn't
For
for
Kira.
Kira, like point blank
Yeah.
period, because she made everything seem like it was bigger than what it was, right?
Hell
Like, oh,
yeah.
I just hope that Joseph is being honest with Fran, and it's like it low key doesn't really matter what was said
Yeah.
to Chev because they are now outside of the pods together. Like it is now about Joseph and Fran. So what was said to Chev in the pods in this type of experience actually doesn't matter, because the
Yeah.
bottom line was
He
he
chose.
chose Fran. So like
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. I think the problem with Kira is she has such like this thing with her ego where she just wants to be right, wants to direct things, wants to be in control, and when things aren't in favor of that for her, she likes to stir shit up. And yeah, I was the entire time was like, girl, mind your business, mind your business,
Right.
mind your business, mind
But
your motherfucking business.
But the
Like,
way her psyche is set up, this is her business, because she out here like she like five. That's how you know this girl is like diabolical, because she's like 5 steps removed from all of it, but it all traces back to Jack. You know what I'm saying? And so she's out here like, because you're friends with Jack, I'm gonna fuck you up, and you made a comment that supported him, so I'm gonna fuck you up, your girl up, and I'm gonna get my girl to go against you guys. Like, she's just diabolical, and so it's like that's how you know it's she's fucked up, because like, not to slip into her shit, but like at the end of the day, like Jack is a clown. Like, not to say nothing, Faye, if you love that, you love that. But Jack is a clown. He's a fun loving guy, but he's not the guy you marry. You know what I'm saying? And it's not no knock on him. It's because he do fuck shit like he did in the episode. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you could have clearly stood on your grounds and said, look at my man, look at this one. Enough said. Like,
oh no,
clearly I
baby,
dodged a
no,
bullet.
baby, because
And
when Jack said you're boring, even though that's not
but I'm
what.
saying, before that happened, she
Yeah.
could have had her little confessional one up and deaded it and got her lick back via that, and just took the because clearly Jack is a mess. You know what I'm saying? And so, but she chose to like, I'm gonna like dig. And it's just like she's reaping what she sows. But back to our
Yeah.
girlfriend, okay? The
Yeah.
drama and like Fran seemed like a nice girl. It's like that's how you know you diabolical. You out here trying to mess with this nice girl's little relationship. And Joseph, he seemed like a good man too. You know what I'm
Yeah, no,
saying?
for real. But on that, like, I loved how they like almost was like going to war at that table. It wasn't like he did not step in and make her stay quiet. He wasn't like, no, babe. Like, he let her speak. She let him speak. It was
Yeah.
what you think was said, because I know everything. We're honest over here, babes. So
I
go ahead
know.
and say it. You think you got some
Yeah.
chips on me, bitch? You ain't
Yeah.
got no chips, because we are one over
Yeah.
here. I love that. I love that little conversation afterwards. Your thoughts are my thoughts. My thoughts are your thoughts. So we I say, yeah, girl. Make sure he know, because this is how we're never gonna be in conflict with each other with other people. So
Yeah.
I am really hoping that they
Yeah.
go for the long haul. I
Yeah.
will say, when they were all in the pods, I was like battling, like, is Francesca a
Yeah.
better pick? Is Chev
Mm-hmm.
a better pick? Because I'm always for banter. You know what I'm saying? I love good banter
Mm.
if you can have good banter with somebody, but I also understand that like that high energy very quickly sometimes can lead to just a very flat relationship, because it's all that you kind
Yeah.
of have, which I think Joseph was mature enough to see and be like, you know what? No, actually, even though like sexually, I don't know if this is going to be all the way there, if the banter
Uh-huh.
is going to be all the way there, even though these are things that I need, I also probably need even more somebody who can meet me with this emotional connection. So,
Yeah. And my guy said, wow. I'm like, yes, do that. When y'all come out them doors, make it known. Like, he was everything that you want somebody to be when they see you the first time. And so, like, yeah, I agree with you on that. What you were saying, like the witty banter and stuff. Like, I was with you. Like, Chev, it might have. I was like, they definitely on that. They can go bar for bar with each other on that. But it's like he said, he gotta have an emotional connection. He seemed to be happy with
yeah,
what he got. Fran
yeah,
is not as much of a wallflower as I think initially she seemed like.
yeah,
And so, especially with that, like the way she called Chef, like I just wanna again underline that she did her thing. She called out, she said, this is unnecessary, you're being nasty, this man is engaged, what is your problem? What are we here, what are we doing? You get what I'm saying? What are we doing? And so shout out to her. Hope they making good black love, and for real, like, cause this was a good
no,
one.
straight up,
Like the
this was a good
couple.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for real. Yeah, no, on the wallflower piece, I was like, oh no, she's super bubbly. Even when she came out, she was like, oh, doing her, whatever they do in the UK version of like flirting and whatnot. I was like, so she has it in her. It just has to be brought
Yeah.
out. And they seem to
Yeah.
have a good time with each other and laugh. They had their little spa dates and whatnot. Do we want to talk about the visit with her family?
Oh yeah, sure. You sound like you got lots to say about it. I was like, it
Well,
was reality. It was a dose of reality.
it was a dose of reality, but Joseph, he had pointed out her dad didn't say anything, and that just reminds me of my dad because when
Mm.
I had took my ex to go meet my dad said nothing. He had like very few words, and then once he left, like it was kind of like a come to Jesus moment.
Mm.
And so the fact that Joseph said that and he was like, it just made me even more anxious. I was like, it should. That's a good daddy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these parents come on here talking too much and not listening enough.
Yeah,
enough.
no facts.
No, for real. Like in the history of love is blind, I be like, y'all be too accepting, too agreeable, too ready to be like, yeah, 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 and don't be asking the right questions. And one thing that friend kept saying was like she wants something that her parents have. So
Yeah.
I love that they like in representation of that. It's because like no, they actually really, really do want the best for you. And no, this needs to be vetted. You can't just say you want it. It needs to that things need to be in line and in order for it
Yeah.
to happen.
Yeah, no, I thought that was to be expected. But I also was kind of like, why y'all gonna have to stop coming on these shows and surprising your people, okay? Like, I need the people to know beforehand, like, look, yes, I'm marrying him and it's gonna be 26 days. You like, why are they constantly surprised that you're getting married that quick? They about to
No
like
thanks.
swallow a frog. Like, what is happening? I don't,
Yeah.
I would assume that they would want to make sure that their folks were informed so that
Yeah. No,
that can
honestly.
less cushion the blow. It's like, this is a decision I'm making. If I come back here with somebody, that means I'm vibing with them and I'd like to marry them. So don't. She was like, Ma, why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? Ma was like, because it's serious. It's a serious
Yeah,
business.
no, for real.
So
And I must have missed it, but what does he do? Because they was making it seem like financially they wasn't all together. They talking about living separately, coming. I was like, wait a minute now. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Why are we going on a show for marriage and ain't got the shit together to build a home?
no facts. It said he's like either a project manager or a program manager. I don't know the difference. So somebody in the comments may, but that's what I remember for him. He's like a program manager or a project manager, and I thought I caught somebody saying like, so you gonna live here? Like, does Fran live with her parents? And then he was like, he's gonna live with his folks. Does he live with his
Right.
parents?
That's what it sounded like. That's what it was giving. That's why I was like, wait, what's happening here? And I'm like, I know they all have job titles, but just like we see with um Jack, he the jack of all motherfucking trades and ain't got
Yeah.
no like actual settled. And then you got what's his name? AJ, who quit banking and doing whatever. I'm like, why all these jobless, seemingly broke, seemingly homeless? Because if your name
Yeah.
ain't on it, you're homeless. Okay, men coming on this show, and why are they casting them?
Yeah, no, that's facts. Um, I'm just still hung up on the living with the parents. Like, I would hope that's not the
Correct.
case. Because, like, I like me, Mr. Joseph. Because I will say in the beginning, not to go back to him and Chev, I didn't know what type of guy he was gonna be. I thought he was gonna be just, he looked like he could be a cocky or somebody that's like, my head's up my ass type of thing. I know I look good, blah blah blah. And I was like, Chev is like the type of personality that can keep him in line, right? But he doesn't come off that way. He comes off very nice, very genuine, right? And so to me, I was like, if we don't have a job, like if we're not living on our own, it's like we're not finishing the
Correct.
picture of, we don't put you on the pedestal. Like, we need you to come with all the components, So
Yeah,
I don't know, but I don't know.
child.
30, because 33 is a little bit up there to be, you know.
Definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. Unless child, I just got out of a. Let me shut up. Anyway.
Ooh, Chile.
Let me shut up, okay? In case people listening. But anyway, what else do we want to talk about on them?
I mean, overall, do you think that it was a lot for him to like be going back and forth and like not deciding? I didn't think it was that much, especially because he didn't do like what Jackass did. Like, you're number one. Oh no, now it's another person. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't do
he
that
didn't
until it was
overpromise.
time. Yeah, and he said she's my priority, and it was a little rocked a little bit, but we are what 2 weeks into a process. Give him a little grace. But he came back around. He said, no, she's my priority, and I'm choosing her. And so I think I was okay with the back and forth a little bit. I mean, not the back and forth, just the exploration. It's not back and forth, it's
Yeah,
exploration.
yeah. I don't even think it was so much of like a. I don't know, like in all the Love Is Blind history, I felt like he did it appropriately. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It wasn't. He didn't overpromise and underdeliver. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't express really strong feelings to any of them until he was for sure, and that was
Mm-hmm.
with Fran.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like he did it the right way. I think he went about it with a lot of emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Um, I think men in general struggle with hurting women's feelings,
Yeah.
and so I think he wanted to be as careful as possible. But it was
Yeah.
very clear that he knew what he wanted, and so
Yeah. Yeah.
him
Especially
knowing
because
what he wanted. Go ahead.
no, I was about to say, especially because she threw that thing on him, and he still came
Yeah,
back to like, yeah,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
this is where I am, and I think the emotional piece really was what it was.
Yeah, and I think he got the right one because he did say like he grew up seeing a lot of conflict,
Mhm.
and it does seem like Fran is also good with conflict management
Mhm.
because she is so clear and like she's
Mhm.
willing to speak calmly. I don't know if that would have been Chev in their experience. Not saying that Chev would have been, toe to toe, but I know people who like if they don't like conflict, they're like, nah, like I'm out, like I'm not dealing with that whatsoever. They typically are very sweet men.
Oh,
Um,
you're saying like on his side that he would be out, because I was like,
yeah,
I see Chev as like, hold my beer, like, bitch, like, I'll read you for filth if I need to,
right,
like, she
yeah,
gives that, like,
yeah. And I'm saying like I don't think he would
have
want to see that
stayed,
in his
yeah,
partner, not only with him but with other people.
no,
Like
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because he seemed like he's a insightful one. Because when he was like, I don't like that from Kira. It's
Yeah. I was
like,
like, oh, I know they be chit chatting and shit. Like I didn't know there
yeah,
was a longer conversation that was had off camera about that.
yeah.
Like, yeah, no,
Because
he peeped Kira with the quickness.
right. And also, it's like going to that Jack conversation, because we're going to go to them next, AJ and Kira, so we can kind of like merge into them right now. But in that conversation, I felt like he was trying to understand what was happening with regard to like why she was upset by like her asking her different things, and then also defend his friend and just say like, I don't think I don't think that's where his head was at. I don't think he was trying to do that. Da da da. And just as anybody would. And she gives me like, there's something in her that cannot let shit go. And any little thing, she's going to be stewing on it and creating her evil mastermind plan to get a motherfucker told based on what she think. And she getting
Yeah.
herself into more emotional like baggage. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, and
Yeah.
AJ want a peaceful life. My man AJ don't
He
want all that.
does.
He need to get a little
He
backbone,
does.
but he don't
He
want
had
all
a
that.
little one at some point. He had some,
When he went
which
slept
corrected her
separately.
behavior.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But
she got the lights up, the Wally. She
right.
out here doing shit. He like,
Yeah,
that's more
but
like
she
it.
yeah. But back to the whole like Joseph piece of it all. She said that Joseph was like prying her about it all, and that's not even how the conversation. Because I had to go back. I was like, wait a minute, that's not how I remember it. She was already talking about that man,
Hell yeah.
and he kind of chimed in after a while, after listening, and he was just like this for a good little bit as she's talking about it all, and he's kind of like, well, I only know Jack's side of it, but this is, and he even said it very like diplomatically. He
Yeah.
wasn't like, no, you're wrong. That can't be it. I know my boy Jack wouldn't do that. Da, da,
Yeah.
da. He said it very much so like, I only know his side, and this is what was being said. He also said, yes, he did come in and say that you were his number one. Blah, blah. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so the way Kira was going about it is I don't know.
That's
She's somebody who needs vengeance. Like she, like that rumination that she gets on things, like the way they after they the next day they come back. What's his name? Jack goes to apologize to AJ, and she's still bringing it up and like, well, if this was the truth, then how was this a lie? And da, 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 da. You see what I'm saying? Like, da, da. It's like she, like you said, she can't let shit go, and she is coming for you. Okay,
I
she
know. Everyone.
seeks revenge. It is a little scary.
I
It's a little
know.
scary. It's a little scary.
And that's how you
Even
know
the
she
way she,
crazy. Oh,
yeah, and
sorry.
even the way she responded, we don't know how the argument went that her and AJ had, but even the way,
I can
even
only
the way
imagine.
she responded to him going to go sleep in that other apartment,
Mm-hmm.
the way they had the little cameo of her like playing with her ring. She was, oh, so sad, damsel in distress. Her Cuba comes to visit her. She's popping off these fake tears about it all, and was like, I can see how da 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 da, because you knew all along what you were doing. Even the fact
Mm-hmm.
that she said, I wanted to poke him a little bit. I wanted to see if I could push boundaries. Why are you
Yes.
intentionally trying to push boundaries? That within itself is a very blazing red flag. Then
Yeah.
when he comes back, all of a sudden she understands everything that she did wrong, and now she's putting on a show to make sure she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't lose him. And at the same time, he says, no, you said some things that were very demeaning to my character, and I didn't like that. So again, when she see value in you, she up here with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're caring for her, if you're on her side, she up here with it with you. If you go anywhere down here, she like, no, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for the jugular. I'm coming for all that you got, and now all of a sudden there's no value to you. So she
Mm-hmm.
ain't somebody.
To safe. She got to be watched. What did
Yeah,
he say? She got to be watched.
she
Okay.
got to be watched. Even
But
the fact that hair ain't blonde. When she
I was about to be like, yeah. I'm like, what? What are you talking about, girl? Uh, but what? Let's go to the Jack thing, because one of the things I like Jack saying, number one, I'm like, first of all, girl, you tee his ass up. First of all, you knew what you were fucking doing. Like, I'm not
yes,
trying to sit here and defend Jack, because Jack is Jack. But you knew what you were doing. You knew you
yeah,
said the words you said to make him feel that you were exactly where he was. So when he go take that back and like, oh, is she number one too? It's not illogical. And not only is it not illogical, it's actually what you intended to do. You
right,
intended to make him feel that you were where he was without saying it. So bitch, shut the fuck up. Because like,
right.
what are we talking about here?
Yeah, because she wanted to be chosen, and she wanted to have the choice between Jack and
Yeah.
AJ. She
Yeah.
knew that Faye was also talking to Jack, and wanted to
Yeah.
make sure she had that upper hand for sure. She completely manipulated that situation in my
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah. And like on his side of it, yeah, like don't be out here saying like you could in these close quarters, you could be quiet. You don't have to be like, she said she's my number one, because it is kind of posturing. But at the same time, it's like, girl, you put the battery in his back, and now you're mad that he's over there like the Energizer Bunny, hopping around, speaking of professing his love and your love for him. And so I just
Hmm.
feel like she's whack, and that's that.
Yeah, no, for real. And to be fair, it was that day, and then they had the next day, Jack and Kira, where her energy did shift, and she was a little dry because I think he had mentioned, he said something that was wrong. I don't know if it was,
Jack did.
yeah, I don't remember what
I'm
he
like,
said.
what he
Oh,
done said
about the
is right.
cheese. The cheese. He mentioned the cheese and the mozzarella cheese and whatnot. And she was like, oh my God, I'm a vegan. Definitely he should have remembered that. But he felt that energy
Oh.
shift after, because he didn't know that that was like a big deal to her. He was like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's going on in this room. Like, I ain't feeling it no more. Like, what's happening? And so he was
Yeah.
very much so planning to come into that next date and say he just wanted to focus on Faye,
You
but he
mean,
didn't know that she was also trying to do the same thing. So, and I
okay.
don't think he was trying to like railroad her at all. I think he
Ah.
presents like somebody who has ADHD. He said mild. And I
Ah.
said, baby,
Ah.
from his first interview, I said, they ain't mild about this motherfucker.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean
yeah.
it could have been that. I took it more that he was sort of switching up a little bit. Like, not that he didn't love Faye, but there was like it felt like a little like, maybe I would still date both of you, but you curved on me, so I'm a curve on you and steer hard into Faye. But I do think him and Faye were a better match, and I can't see what he even saw in Ciara. Like, what the fuck you was. Maybe he was laughing at his own jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, how were you sitting here having fun with her? I don't get it. I'm
Yeah,
serious.
I don't know. I think it was like probably just like her very posh demeanor. I think some men, let me not say all, but I do think some men enjoy the idea of this seemingly bougie woman being into them, and she's in there being all, oh my god, so
Yeah.
delightful, so little, so petite, so ooh ah. I think I
And
think that got him
that shit
without.
going to her head too, cause
Yeah.
she thinks she
Yeah.
the shit up in there. You know what I'm
She
saying?
do.
She really really
She
is
thinks she
up
is
her own ass.
mama. Okay.
Yes.
She thinks she is
Know your
big.
wealth, girlies. Know
m-
your wealth. Know your
I'm
worth.
like, you over here talking about know your wealth, know your wealth, know your wealth, but you over here tripping over the man with no damn job.
Yeah.
Also getting proposed to by the man who ain't got a job. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
what
unclear
is
about
it, girl?
what's
With your
happening with
3,000
AJ.
pounds spend minimum, you
I
don't know what you
know.
want. She just wanted to
Yeah.
get on this
I mean,
damn show.
Right. AJ gives that he could have done it, but also it's like what's happening because he did say he was a Pilates he's getting his certification in Pilates. Like they bonded on that, and that's why I was like, did maybe it sounded to her like it was a hobby in addition to the banking job. I don't know. Maybe she missed that.
Yeah.
But I noticed that his thing said former banking associate. I'm just like, why are we out here former anything on the title?
Yeah, no,
What
for
is he
real. But
now?
make it plain,
I
make it
know.
clear. Thank you. But I will say a
Yeah.
lot of people do leave corporate and then they want to start their own business and things like
Influencer.
that. But
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
baby, if you set aside capital so that you can go chase a passion because corporate America or corporate UK wasn't doing it for you, you you need to be keeping your capital together. You don't need to be
Right.
spending it on these dates and these
Yeah.
expectations
Cause,
that
cause
she has.
let me just say something. Maybe this is not a popular opinion, but 5,000 on a date is wild unless you are just like
Very
in a different
wild.
income bracket. Like,
And she ain't there herself.
yeah, I think that's wild. Like, I expect like Michael B. Jordan and like all these celebrities to be doing that sort of thing for a first date. You know what I'm saying? And they can go up and up and up and up and up, whatever. More and more and more
Yeah.
you get into this woman. But like for a regular Joe Blow to be paying $5,000 for a date, but I guess she's probably be like, I don't date regular Joe Blows. But I guess I'm just trying to say a like if your name is not on a Fortune 500 company or whatever it is in the UK, like why are you spending this much money on a first date? You don't even know this person.
Yeah, I also was trying to figure out what age are these men that you are
I know.
dating. I'm like, are these
Sugar
sugar daddies?
daddies.
Because
Yeah.
you are the perfect picture image for a sugar daddy. If so,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Based on just society and what um that community enjoys. So
Yeah.
no, for real. But I'm like, yeah, a man in his 30s who's not a CEO, not in the C suite of a company, I'm sure he's not doing that. There's some up there, but I
Yeah.
don't. It ain't a lot.
Yeah. I'm wondering what AJ saved I want to know, like, what is his savings looking
He probably
like?
got a savings. He probably got
I
stocks
would,
that he sold in the
yeah,
company. Like
I would
then,
think so.
yeah, yeah. Like when you work for
Yeah,
these bigger corporate companies, like they
yeah.
do, it's not always in like the check. Well, it do be in the check, but it'll also be in all of these things. And after you work for companies for a certain amount of time, you get vested in the stocks. You get
Oh
higher
yeah, for sure.
percentages and all the stuff. So they be having a out plan. They be like, all right, I get vested after 4 years. That's when I'm heading out.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
My main thing with him that causes me to wonder about it is him talking about like the cost of these dates, and I can't do that all the time. And I'm not trying to say that that means he hasn't saved, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like there's levels to saving, you know? And I would think that if he had such a great job, like that it wouldn't be like he would have enough of like this is not too bad. Not no $5,000 on every date, but like, you know, it's he seemed to be overly concerned about money. That's I guess why I asked the question.
He needs to be. Look at his fiance, okay? She's trying to be a trad wife.
I know she is.
Like for
She
real, he needs
is.
to be. He needs to. I think it was an appropriate conversation to have, and I love how clear he was about it. He was like, "No, this actually makes me nervous." Okay,
Yeah.
you're saying that this isn't that actually takes a large weight off my shoulders because I love that he was like, I can't keep that up for you, babes.
Yeah, I guess what is confusing to me is that this girl screams, I cost money from the pots through the walls. You know what I'm saying? So like how did it get to like now we're having this conversation? How do you not recognize that this was an expensive bunny when you were talking to her through the walls? And so for him, so I guess I do still have a question mark
Mid date
about
with an
the
objective.
funny, the
Mid
money.
date, yeah. Men date with an objective, and that's getting the girl, getting what they want. So they lie, they hide, they do certain things to make their objective, and then they come forward with their honesty. And y'all can come for me in the comments if you would like.
I don't like it.
However, I think that he was probably like, oh, I'm really feeling this girl. She's very posh, very cute. Also, I think these are all assumptions, by the way. But him also being in the corporate space and knowing that it benefits him to have a Kira on his arm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. He probably was like, yeah, this is where I need to be. This right here is a good archetype, at least from what I'm hearing about in the pods, for what I want to have on my arm as a trophy wife. I want that.
I'm a little confused. He's still a question mark with me because like he ain't even in the corporate space no more. What do you need to go Pilates with her on his arm? I want to know what he sees in her, or if it's just the doll baby act worked on him. I want to know if she's into him because after the whole he slept away that night and she was just like it seemed like something got her. I'm like, was it that you might be off the show, girl? You know, is it that, or are you really into him? Like something got her like opening them
Yeah.
eyes up, putting up banners and shit around the house, you know.
I'm gonna assume it's fear of abandonment. She wants to be the one to leave, not be left. That's what I'm gonna assume.
No,
That's what I'm gonna
that could be
assume.
something.
People tend to make, drastic and frantic efforts when they fear abandonment. All of a sudden, they want to pull out the woodworks because before, when that man asked you for a massage, you didn't want to give him a massage. He gave you one. He said, "Maybe I'll have one later," and you said, "We'll see about that." He's over here like, he said, I can't even do his face, but the way he looked at her was like, "I love you, Kira," and she said, yeah, love you. Like, yeah, it was not given that she all up in there and all in love
Yeah.
and ooey gooey
Yeah, no.
at all. No.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And I hate how she's demanding coffee in bed. Like it's like I get coffee in bed, it's really cutesy, but the way she asked for it, it's just a turn off. It's like, ugh, like you a
The way she do
bitch.
everything,
Yes,
baby. You picked up my socks and had an issue.
I
Girl,
know.
why? Oh, because I didn't spring out of bed and make this bed, you have an issue?
Yeah.
bye. Like we're not doing that. We're not
Yeah,
doing
he gonna
that.
be miserable. He need to leave.
Very much so. Very much
Yeah.
so. Because are you the housewife or no? That's what are you the way you acting, girl, what you wanna be? What you wanna be?
You talking?
Straight up.
I thought you were talking about AJ. Like,
No, I'm talking
oh, you
about
talking
her
about her? I'm
ass.
like, damn, because the way she acting with him, like he is though, like all of the ways that he is setting up and doing the house, she's got issue with it, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
but also too, she makes it known that she be doing everything, quote unquote. Like when the parents came, "Oh, that's the most he's been in the kitchen. That always undercutting his ass. I can't stand her.
funny, yeah, no,
Respectfully.
yeah,
And still, alrighty. So, do we want to move on to Jack and Faye?
yeah. They're a match personality wise, but girl,
Yeah.
run, because that man got
Yeah,
so many
even
red
their
flags.
families seem like they would have a good time with each other. To be quite honest,
Hmm.
I'm gonna lie. In the beginning, I liked Jack. I was Team Jack all up until the slides moment. I was
The
Team
what?
the slides at 5 a.m.
Oh,
walking around. I was Team Jack. I was like, if he act the fool, Faye, you know what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a party boy. He likes to be out. He seems like he likes to be a life of the party. But other than that, I felt like all the little things he did for Faye were very cute. The
yeah.
romance, all the things was given like, okay, like he's attentive, but also too he does have, these struggles that he seems like he's pretty open with.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, I was team Jack and Faye. I was.
Yeah, no, I liked them as well, and yeah, the phone, Find My Friends. Now, I've never used it, but if the girls say that you can only your location goes off when you
Yeah.
turn it off, that's the only way to have your location off. Look, it's giving. Is he lying? And I think he is.
Yeah, and I'm like, is this Find My Friends on the iPhone or is this like some
The
other
app.
app called Find My Friends? I wasn't sure.
We have that on our iPhones. I've never used it, girl.
Yeah, girl, you don't be sharing your location with your friends?
Well, that's not Find My Friends. That's just sharing your location. You know.
Yeah, but when you go to find, if you put in Find My in your phone, it's gonna show you all your Sims. I call them Sims, but it show you all your people because I be going in and checking where everybody at. Okay, you at home, you at work,
Really?
you.
That's
Hell
so
yeah! Why you got the
funny.
locations if you're not checking?
Well, I check when I need to check. But I don't have tons of locations from a bunch of people. But it's just like
Oh,
really because
yeah.
I tell people turn your shit off because I don't know who like I've told friends like turn your location off because like I don't know who they're sharing it with by accident and sometimes you gotta be safe out here in the streets. Girlies dating sometimes I didn't. Look, it was like
Oh.
location was just on. I don't know if that person shared it with me or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, it sounds like he lying. That's the bottom line.
Definitely, he's definitely lying. Yeah,
He
it's all too much. Now, when he said I
yeah.
always get up and go for a walk, didn't think it was a big deal. I was like, okay, maybe because this was supposed to be a big day, she was just expecting him to be a little bit more present and not just getting up to go. They also had this super late night. Blah blah blah. When she sat down with that mama and said he was in slides, I was like, oh boy,
Oh, he
oh boy.
oh
He's lying for sure, you know. Now the location thing, because there has been time, like literally, my friend literally the other day was like, "Why can't I see your location?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I literally went into my Find My, the Apple version, and it said it was off, so I had to return it on. And he was like, "Oh, I see you. Like you think you slick, but I never went in there to turn it off,
uh,
never." So I was like, "Okay, well, it's happened to me, so I get it." Also, like my little brother, his stuff is always jacked up. Like he has to
mhm.
always reset it. So I've seen it mess up if it is the iPhone. I wasn't sure if this was like an actual. That's why I asked: is this like a Find My app or is this the Apple thing? Because
Oh,
it's that if
okay.
it's the
Yeah, I
Apple
don't
thing,
know.
I've seen it mess up. So I wasn't
Mhm.
like immediately like, you know, down his throat about it because
Mhm.
I've seen it mess up personally.
Mhm.
But when the mama said when he brought up the slides, that's when I was like, okay. But also even the 2 hour walk and he was walking fast. I actually believe believe that part because I ain't gonna lie. One of my very first supervisors was like, you know, somebody who is anxious or just has too much energy based on how much they walk and run. And that has
Mm.
like stuck with me. Like
Mm.
everybody that I know that be like up in the morning wanting to get in 5, 6 miles for fun under an hour, they be balls of energy or they have a lot of like uptight like energy that they just need to like get out.
Mm.
So when he said he went for the 2 hour walk, I believed his ass. And the fact that he was 2 hours, I believed him. Like she didn't say 2 hours driving distance. She said 2 hours walking distance. And I said, his little peppy ass probably got down the street in 2 hours.
No, it's yeah. I could see. My brother walks a lot, so I could see there being like sometimes they're long walks, but at the same time, just the whole picture around it is a little sus. But the bigger
Definitely.
thing for me is like all of him talking about the phone and talking about I didn't know how to tell you all this other shit. It's like you're not marriage minded because hell fucking yeah, tell me,
Yeah,
put a note on wherever I'm gonna see
definitely.
it when I get up,
Hmm.
okay? If you're gonna go do something. Like no one's saying that you're chained to the bed and you need somebody's permission, but like I had an ex used to do that. The shit annoyed the hell out of me. Like, don't get up. And it's like anybody know where the fuck you going. Like that's part of living with somebody. You gotta like make sure the two of you are in communication. You're keeping each other. Like it's part of even nervous system. Like it's just consideration for their nervous system. They gonna pop up and be like, what the fuck they at? What the hell happened? You know what I'm saying? So he's not marriage minded. And that was kind of like, to me, the bigger thing in all of this. Aside from the line's big. if he was lying,
Yeah.
but which I think he was, but
Yeah.
but it's
And it was a
that.
little gaslighty too. It was kind of like in that ballpark a little bit because he kind of flipped it on her and was like, if you don't trust me, that's a you problem. And it's like, no, we
Yeah.
need to be trying to figure out a solution here because the easiest thing to say is, I'm sorry, babe. I really don't know what happened to the location, but the next time I get up early, I'll make sure you know where I'm at. I'll be sure to check in. I'll be sure to text you. I won't turn my phone off or I'll put it on do not disturb for everybody
Mm-hmm.
but you. Like there's
Yeah.
lots of being marriage minded would have been him coming in there with some solutions to make sure
Yeah.
it did not happen again instead of blaming her for the emotions and the feelings she was having as if the event didn't occur, especially on this big day.
Yeah.
And two, it's like this is coming off my birthday night. Why the hell you know what
Hell
I'm saying?
yeah. She
We
might
should
have
be
wanted
together.
some in the morning.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay? Like
Fuck.
literally.
He
So
gone. But
yeah, he had lost me with that one.
yeah, it came off rude to me, like him pushing it back on her, being like, "Oh, you don't trust me." It came off rude and just like you were saying, like gaslighty, but like something else too. Just all like you're a dick because
Yeah,
like
it
what the
was
fuck,
mean.
bitch? Like you know
Yeah,
what I'm
it was
saying?
mean.
Yeah, it's like you've been gone on my birthday. No one knew where the fuck you were, and now you're sitting here acting like me having a issue with that is a problem when not I guess they're not married yet, but bitch, when we're engaged to be married in a quick short ass process,
Correct.
fuck you,
Yeah. Yeah.
shit.
Yep, yep, yep. And I love that his parents, that she went and told her mama and her daddy. I love
Awkward convo
it.
for real, bitch.
Yes.
Like what you
Love
do to me,
that.
my people know, okay?
Correct. Correct. They know and they will hold your ass accountable, okay? And he
Yeah,
he didn't handle that very well either. To be quite
yeah, he
honest, he didn't
didn't.
come with enough respect for me, for mom
Yeah.
and pops.
Yeah, and then he said the phone thing. I don't know if that got lost in the conversation about him not being marriage minded, but he was like not go seeing my phone or whatever. He said I have a boundary around my phone. Like you can't.
Oh
I'm like that
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's a
I've been
no for
told
me,
that
y'all.
about from a liar. Okay.
Okay, no, seriously, like I
Right.
had a partner who wouldn't even let me g- play a song on Spotify, okay, without it being like alarm bells going off. And you
Yeah.
be like, what's the problem? Like, why you so like, what's the issue? It's just Spotify. Like, why does your phone being in my hand automatically think I'm gonna go through your shit? But
Yeah.
yeah, that right there. I don't like that. I don't like that at
Yeah.
all. I
Yeah.
don't like that at all.
And and look,
Phone better be
sometimes
unlocked. You
I
know what I'm
know,
saying?
right? You're married. You're married. You're
Yeah.
married.
There should be nothing to hide in your phone whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's child. Some of these things were triggering. Not gonna
No,
lie.
honestly, but there
Not
are men
gonna
out there
lie.
who don't care. I just had
Yeah.
an experience recently where a man
Yeah.
literally gave me his phone to play a song. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wow. I'm over here acting like that should be the damn, I'm over here like, wow, and I shouldn't even be impressed by that shit. You know what I'm
No, but
saying?
that's green
Shouldn't
flag,
even
green
be
flag.
impressed. But
Yeah, green
it's
flag.
really a lot of motherfuckers out here who have issues with that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And under the banner of privacy, like, bitch, this is marriage. Like, come on. But yeah. Anything else on them?
I hate to go back to Kira, but when Jack was doing all the nice things for Faye, like the little, what was it? It was like the candlelight thingy outside of the pool, or was it a
Mm-hmm.
bath? Whatever it was that. And then he had made her dinner that one night and had everything all set up,
Mm-hmm.
super cute. I was like, ha ha, Kira, this is what you wanted, and he's over here giving it to Faye. I
That's
enjoyed
so
that. I
funny.
enjoyed that little contrast.
Yeah. No, she never would have been happy with Jack. And that's why it's like, oh, like, what's your problem? Like, you, AJ's much more your speed. And that's how you know, like, it's just like when you're evil, nothing, I mean, I shouldn't keep calling that girl evil, but it's something not right about her.
It's baby. She up there. She
Yeah,
want what
I,
she
I
want.
I remember one time. This is an aside, y'all. I just think it's so funny. Like we covered the Tyra Banks documentary, and I was like, I don't know, if Tyra is like a villain, or as much as she's like not self aware. And you were like, no, she's up there on that monster meter, okay? And I was like, so. Same applies for Kira. She
Yes,
is up
she is up
there.
there on the
I
monster meters.
Yeah. But not saying I don't think Tyra was bad. I just think that she's like self awareness, and sometimes those are just dangerous people. Like But anywho, Love is Blind.
Yes.
I just Faye. She said in the beginning, something about her red flags. She be missing them. She missing them here. She missing them here, and so for whatever reason,
Yeah.
I feel for like she's not gonna do what she needs to do and check his ass enough. She's just gonna live in like doubt and like trying to check and do all these different things, and she just need to cut it from the source. Either you're gonna be here and you're gonna be transparent and trustworthy, or you gonna get gone. Okay, go back to Kira. Go find her.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do wish she was a little bit more stern. I
Yeah.
think the issue with an experience like this is when you have those first conflicts and they're big conflicts, you don't know how somebody's going to respond, right? And
Yes.
so he was doing a lot of railroading the conversation. Every time she said something, he's like interrupting her.
Mm-hmm.
And so when people are doing that, it kind of puts you off your rocker a little bit because you
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's coming next. And so
Mm-hmm.
I understood her being a little bit more quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But afterwards, when they had that next conversation, I was fully expecting her to be like, I did not like it, and to set a boundary with him. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
happen. She just said, yeah, we're good. But even
Yeah.
though he did come with some accountability, whatever, it wasn't enough for me. I felt like she should have been like, I hear you, but what are going to be the actions moving forward to ensure this does not happen again if you want to be in this
Yeah.
relationship with me and soon marriage? Because that's what I need
Yeah.
to say, yes.
Yeah. You saying accountability rewound me to Kira. I'm like, this girl, I don't know if it's just like I'm self sabotaging because I'm afraid of getting hurt. Like, anytime someone, I mean, you're the psychologist, but I almost am starting to believe self sabotaging is just like a fuck thing that people who do not want to take accountability say, because it's just like, nothing. I'm afraid of getting hurt. Like, what does that have to do with how you speak to AJ? What does that have to do with all of the demands you're placing on him? What does that have to do with how you're making this whole drama out of nothing? And I think
Mm-hmm.
when she was sitting at that table, at the head of the table, after Jack came to speak to her, I think she was upset at AJ for not being like, bitch, please, to Jack. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted her man to be like, sit your
Definitely.
peasant ass down and get out of my face.
Definitely.
My woman is
Mm-hmm.
here. And she just wanted that queen treatment, and he didn't do that. And I don't even think it was called for that. Like, because all of us want a queen treatment, but I just don't think it was called for that. AJ, he responded appropriately, and now she like a little pissed off at AJ. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, you are no accountability. Just wanted to say that because we forgot.
Yeah, no. I mean, she knows she's not self-sabotaging. That's not self-sabotaging behavior.
Yeah.
She knows to say she's self-sabotaging.
To look like the victim.
Yeah, to look like the victim and to manipulate the situation to go in
Mm-hmm.
her favor, but she knows she's
Mm-hmm.
not self-sabotaging. How does someone self-sabotage and at the same time have all of these demands and things that they want and
Yeah.
like
You doing what the
you
fuck you
do
want to
what you
do.
can to get your demands met. You're not pushing away to get your demands met. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
not how
Yeah.
self-sabotaging
Yeah.
works. Two, you
Yeah.
don't like him enough to be self-sabotaging. It's very clear. So,
Right. Right.
yeah, no,
Right.
she just be talking,
Saying
giving that lip
anything.
service. Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
All right, let's
She
get
knows
into
what she's
Jordan and
doing.
Yasmin.
Yeah,
Do you
let's get into
think?
Jordan and
Do you
Yasmin.
think?
Oh,
Do you
this is
think it
another
was?
one.
Do you think it? This is him, his response slowly to the vitiligo. Do you think that's what it is?
I don't.
You
I actually
don't.
don't.
I actually
No.
kind of do. I don't know.
No. I don't. I think it was maybe more so her lack of confidence that showed up
Mm.
when they were in person. Things felt very awkward, and I think that's when he noticed how green she was in the dating space. It was kind of like, eesh, because in the pods, she seemed more confident to me. And so when they came out,
Interesting.
I was like, and
I
for guys that I have met that have dealt with a woman with first, whether it's first time having sex, first relationship, it's a lot of pressure on them. And again, like I said, they
yeah.
don't like to let women down, especially women that they care for and like they don't want to be the villain a lot of times. I'm talking about nice guys.
Yeah.
And I think he was having an issue with the amount of pressure it would be to have to be with her on top of the fact that like because she kind of lacked a little bit of confidence, like she wasn't, I don't know, to me she wasn't giving the same confidence or that she gave in the pods outside, and to me I immediately like clocked it. And so
Mm.
I was thinking in my mind like, is this actually going to be able to last? Because it's like if you have been single for this long and never been in a relationship, she almost got to come with a bit of like a I stand my motherfucking ground. You know, so like, it got to come with a little bit more appeal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think a man can fold under that amount of
A
pressure because they
pressure.
don't want to be the bad guy. They want to be able to like handle you very delicately, and that's a little
Mm-hmm.
scary. It's a big
I,
ask, I think.
I could. I didn't notice her personality shift, but it just could have been like me not noticing it. But I did feel like it could have either been the vitiligo or the sex. Like I was like, it's one of the two things to me. When I say the sex, like they weren't doing nothing. They weren't doing nothing, and it could be that. Like I'm not trying to put it on him that it was the vitiligo, but I guess in my view, she seemed nice girl, bubbly. You know, she seemed the same to me in and out. I'd maybe have to rewatch and like pay attention to her more to see if I saw a shift. But she seemed the same to me. And it felt like he always knew this was her first relationship. And so I didn't necessarily think he would switch up once they got out. It just seemed like he switched up when they got out a little bit because of maybe he just didn't want the commitment of this, and like nothing else was falling apart in the situation. Like nothing else. He couldn't be like, oh, she's a bitch, or oh, she don't have her finances together, or whatever. Like something that they would have discovered in the real world. She's just a nice girl. She's super nice. So it's just like I, I'm trying to understand
Yeah.
what was going on. He described it as not feeling that spark, and I have to say that it has to be related. I feel like to attraction somehow, because you've already gotten to know her, you know what I mean, through the pods. And so it's not that the personality doesn't turn you on. It's something about either the outer appearance or the fact that y'all ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, I ain't touching, feeling, grabbing. I don't know what's happening with them. She
Yeah.
does seem like she's moving a tad bit slow, but I guess I'm with Cuba. It's like something's up. Something's up.
Yeah, something was definitely up for sure. I mean, it definitely wasn't the distance. I knew it wasn't, the
Yeah.
distance was just like him trying to give an out and almost like put the ball in her court to end it. But
Yeah.
um I think the pods, they give a different type of experience. It's like when you first start texting someone, it's like very low pressure. You can get off like your quick banter and all the things, right? But like it doesn't mean it's always going to translate in person. And when they first saw each other, I thought they had a beautiful reveal. He was all
Mhm.
over her, so I didn't think it was the vitiligo at all. I felt like he liked her a little bit from the reveal. But when they had that first night and they were like, yeah, sheets, bet Teddy in the middle, you have your side, I'll have my side, it was just giving like, to me, very green and awkward. And I was like,
I
I
didn't
don't know.
I
I don't
didn't
know.
even look at that way, but I think it was also because I understood that they were trying to set up a boundary, and so I just like, okay, they're just setting up a boundary, and so this is what's happening right here. I'm not trying to put nothing on him because it is what it is, but
Yeah.
I
And
just
she's a cute
feel.
girl. I
You
don't
said
know a
what?
vitiligo who ain't a baddie. To be quite honest, they be cute. So,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
But he's
The
saying
Vitiligo's
something so.
unite, stand up. They be cute. I ain't gonna hold. They be
Yeah,
cute.
yeah. I just feel like him saying something nondescript, like a spark. I don't know. It's either that to me or the
Not descriptive.
sex.
I think that's descriptive. I think it's descriptive. If you
But
tell
no,
me
I guess
if you're not feeling a spark, I know exactly what you're saying. Okay, that the vibe is not, something is off here. There's something missing. Like there is no, I want to jump your bones. The chemistry may not be there.
yeah.
It's
But I guess what I'm trying to say that's tied to physicality. If it's not like the personality and the vibe that y'all already established that y'all have, it's tied to how this person looks. You know what I'm saying? It is tied to like your vibe, but also like she didn't give me like Chev. Chev gives, oh, this a firecracker one here, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that. So when we talk about like confidence versus not confidence inside or outside of the pods, I don't see a huge difference between her, the way she showed up in both. I guess what I'm trying to say, the thing that's nondescript about it is that it's like, it's not about something outside of physicality. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's literally like, or like
I mean, it could
personality.
still be physicality. I'm not saying that it's not. It could still be physicality. I just don't think it's specifically the vitiligo of the
Oh,
physicality.
no, I could see
Yeah,
that. I could see that
yeah.
too. But yeah, I'm glad they called it. And I hate that that was like her first experience.
Yeah. It was heartbreaking to watch. I was like, sheesh. I also was
Yeah.
like, I don't know if me like going first boyfriend would want to do something like
Married at
this
first
because it's
sight.
such a
Yeah.
vulnerable experience. But hopefully she learned a lot from it, and hopefully now the men are in her DMs at the very least. I will say though, his parents seemed like they clocked it a little bit. At least his daddy, because his daddy set him to the side and was like, what's happening here?" And I
Mm-hmm.
think the biggest thing that I had with him in this was just like the courage to just say it. Men lacking courage is just such an ick
Mm-hmm.
to me. Because you knew very early on that you weren't feeling it. You still took her down there to meet your parents. It's like you didn't have to really do any of that because you knew
Mm-hmm.
before that you wasn't feeling it. And so it just comes down to the courage to just be honest instead of waiting till the ninth hour. Luckily, they didn't wait till decision day.
Yeah,
That
no,
was,
for sure. Yeah.
nice to cut it then. But I was just like, Jordan, all you're missing here is courage. It's just courage. That's it. Like you, it's not a bad thing to feel what you're feeling and to not be into it. It's
Yeah.
just courage.
Yeah, let's talk about the phone a little bit. Like she was leaning over and looking into the DMs. Like, what do you think about that? Because I was like of
That
two
was a bit
minds.
much.
You think it was a bit much? She probably, I guess, maybe she just probably don't. I mean, one, I do think that that's something that he should be open with for sure, because it's like, we're married or what? And I would like to maybe see, were you cutting people off before you went on to this experience? Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't have to be like everything. However, it may like jumping into it is like a little invasive. You could have a conversation like, are you, is that something that you're open to doing? Because I'd like us to share, maybe like what our experience is, and like, be transparent. But she's just like, this is what the girlies are doing. We're looking at
Yeah,
the phones, okay?
yeah,
Because she
no,
ain't been in a relationship.
it gave to me very, it wasn't gentle in my opinion. It wasn't like just like a peek over like, oh, what's that? It was like,
She's
and
like,
who was that, and who was that? Oh wait, open that now. What's that? Sam who? Sam I am? Who's this? Whoa, bitch, what? It was
yeah.
like, and of course she didn't do all of that, but it was the energy around it wasn't, I'm just curious. It was already almost a little accusatory, like, I need to see what you got going on. And so I was like, he's
Mm.
just a little bit like, whoo, pull back,
It
girl, pull back, like, just.
yeah.
But also too, they had just got their phones back. He don't even know what's in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And you immediately like, let me see right now. Like,
She was like,
it's a
go to the
lot.
request. Go to the request. And I'm like, come on now, request though. Request could be from anybody. It's mostly spam, a lot, to be honest.
Yeah,
So
it was a bit much. That's what I was like. The girl is green. She's green.
for sure, for sure, for sure. But overall, you got nothing to hide, right? So I wasn't like a ton mad at it at all. I just was kind of like, yeah, it could be done a little gentler.
It was too much. I'm sorry. It was too much. Like, from like
Yeah.
period. Like, we just talked about like being able to go, have your phone in your hand, whatever. Like, so in high, like long term, of course, it's not that big of a deal. But like, this man is just getting his phone, and
Hmm.
you're like, go in there, right? Let me see.
No,
Now click it.
yeah, like I think
It's,
it was a bit much the way she did it. That's what I'm saying, like the way she did it. But I think the
yeah,
sentiment of like just kind of being open to share what's in your
of
phone
course.
as you come back, I think that there's something that could be, for that's a space for like they're in a marriage now. So I wasn't like
Yeah, well, she didn't start off saying, "Let's look into my phone." She immediately was going over there. It'd be one thing if she was like, "Babe, look at this! Oh my God, look at this request!" Da, 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 da. And
yeah.
yeah. But anyhow, anything else on them? Are we ready to go into Cuba and Ryan?
Yeah. Nothing else, no.
Okay, well, my number one assumption with this, I was like, this man got somebody off to the side or something. I'm not understanding. Actually, I'm not understanding a lot of things. One, I'm trying to figure out why they as a couple made it to the show if he was going to be working so
Yeah,
much.
no.
I was like, don't
Facts.
isn't there not like a contract? Like how long are you supposed to actually, I could get if he had like a trip for like 2 days. It seemed like he was gone for a good little bit.
And also it's like you take off time to go to the actual pods, right? This is not just a pod commitment. It is a 2 weeks or whatever time period after. So you need to have that much availability, not just pod availability, all of this availability. And also to think about him, because, I like me a little crunchy couple. I was like, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's
But
very
one, they
crunchy.
ain't going to make it. But two,
Yeah.
I was like, he giving like read my soul, do all this, but he doing some capitalistic ass grinding. He's doing some
Yes.
in my phone on his devices. Like he ain't
Yes.
touching no grass. I'm like,
Okay.
what's happening with this? Like it seems to be a disconnect between like
Because it's
what
not real. It's crunchy mixed with red pill mixed with pyramid scheme. Okay, that's what Ryan is. He's all of that.
that's funny.
He couldn't even move his body. I was like, look at when they was doing a little. I'm like, he can't even find the rhythm, find the movement because he ain't in touch. He ain't in tune, girl. He'd be able to follow you all around that thing if he was really in tune. Okay, straight up. She needed Mr. Spleen.
Oh
From
yeah,
last
from
season.
from from last season or the season
Yeah.
before. Was it last season? Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah, she did need him, but also maybe not. Like I ain't gonna put that on her. But I heard that he's a nice guy, so
Yeah. Yeah, but no, Ryan, no, it was too much. And then you talking about like energetic hangover. I'm like, if you're having an energetic hangover from teaching people how to live better, but you don't know how to have the most intimate interpersonal relationship,
yeah.
You probably don't need to be somebody who's doing public speaking and trying to motivate
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah. Figure it out in your own life
Yeah.
first. But yeah, one of the things I do want to point out with them is like with Cuba, I'm like, she's a perfect example of how we can see our own other people's shit clearer than we can see our own. Because I like the little black girl cipher they got going on.
Yes.
They telling each other the truth. Like she
Yes.
telling Yasmin,
Yasmin.
look, it's something, girl. Fran telling
Fran.
her, look,
Yep.
it's a problem, girl. Okay. And so I'm like, I like their vibe. They're telling each other the truth. And so yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little confused as to, because she was so forward
Clear.
with Yasmin, I
Mm-hmm.
was expecting her to be a little bit more forward, but it's like every single time she interacted with Ryan, it's almost like she almost went in to herself
Mm.
a little bit and like retreated into like this very docile little girl that wants the love, wants the affection. And I'm just like, girl, that's not here.
Mm.
Where's your intuition at? But I
Yeah.
like that she was able to categorize it as selfless because
Yes.
he is being very selfish in all of
Yes.
his decision making. I was also wondering why she couldn't go down to the grandma stuff. Like,
Right.
why she couldn't go with him at least for a day
Right.
or two, at least to meet the family. Like,
Yeah.
it would have been not the best time, but it would have
Yeah.
been an opportunity at the very
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. No, facts. And it is making me wonder what's going on in your life. What's happening, Because, so, yeah.
And then when they did
He
talk,
might got
when he was
somebody.
gone, he made it seem like it seemed like they had talked for like a day or two already, because he was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I had this last night, I had this, and it was already the next night at night when they were finally speaking and debriefing. So I'm like, he didn't talk to you all day yesterday, and now today he on the phone yawning, talking about an energetic hangover. It's not making sense.
Yeah, no, look, it's making me think that he might have somebody or something because, like, it's just interesting. Like, I remember when there was someone who wasn't introducing me to like their family early on, right? And come to find out, the ex was still around. Okay, okay, okay. So when you ain't trying to introduce, like, why? She's your wife, right? She's about to be your wife. Bring her to grandma's funeral. Everybody supposed to be meeting everybody through this process anyway, right? Like,
Correct. And some of them
stop.
folks should be coming down for the wedding,
You
right? So
know?
let's fast track
Yeah.
this thing. No, straight up. Rest in peace, grandma. Hey, mama in law. Hey, uncle in law. Like, straight up. Because if you don't want me
Yeah.
around, say that. Because I'll be out. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a no. But,
No facts. I don't
and
think that.
hopefully he ain't the one to say no before her. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
Cuba, you got every reason to say no. And she talking about something. I just want to be able to be there for him. Why? He ain't there for you.
Right, right.
It's a sad situation what he going through. But I'm like, I need to see the obituary. Because at this point, I don't believe it. Straight up. I don't believe it. He a bigger liar than Jack, okay?
No facts. Facts. I could see it for sure.
With no
Yeah.
remorse. Talking about yeah, I need this, and so we'll just have to figure it out. Not like I know this is inappropriate for a relationship, but I need this time. I need a day to reset, 2 days. And she had pointed out he's saying this, but he on the phone with his friends,
Right.
talking to other people. So you got all the energy for other folks, but you
Yeah.
can't talk to me.
Yeah. He gives disingenuous, and he get look. He gives that he's been traveling through time, like the way he looks like somebody from back in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't.
What? Girl, break that logic down to me, cause what?
He looks like the Disney characters from like what A Land Under Time, like whatever. I
Oh
can't think.
yes,
Like he
you're
looks like
actually
they be
correct.
having their hair
Yes,
parted like this and shit.
yes, or he could be a doppelganger or something of someone from back in the
Yeah, I'm
day
like
on Marvel.
that's why he missing shit, girl. But no, he to me is just he's not the type of crunchy white man I like to see.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But
anything
yeah,
else
let's
on
get into the
them?
couple that seems to be 100% yes. Sophie and Taylor.
They're so boring. It is a struggle to watch them. I'm like,
Yeah.
ah, I gotta make sure I'm not missing anything. They're
Yeah,
boring to me.
they're very boring.
That's literally
Um,
all the notes I have on that.
yeah,
They're
no, he's
boring.
so accepting of her though, and all of her ditziness. Because when they were in the little bus ride thing, and she was like, "Why do they call it the West End or something like that?" And he's like, "Cause it's the west of London, and just like the East End is the East." And she was like, "Oh, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, just educating her ever so lightly, not being
Right.
condescending or,
No facts.
it's very cute." She says all the time like he's obsessed with me. I love that for her.
Hmm.
And I think they're going to be a guest. It is hard to watch them. I would have to agree, but
I do have one thing to say though. She seemed to be very concerned about his tattoos because he's got a tattoo of some girl's name that he's like it was the
oh
first day I
yeah,
met
on his
her.
arse.
Yeah, and so I wonder. I have her same concerns. I'm like, is this like a continuous sort of lack of
He did it 10 years ago when
I
he was
mean, yeah,
young.
as I'm saying, this is a question. Is this a continuous lack of judgment, good judgment, or is it something that is in the past? So I'd keep my eyes open if I was her, because that is
Yeah.
wild as fuck. Like, why are we getting tattoos of at any age of people we just met on our ass? It's giving he could
Yeah, a
maybe,
little impulsive for
yeah,
sure.
could
Well, a
could
lie. It's not even little. It's very impulsive.
yeah. So that's the only area where I could see like if he is,
Yeah.
still a little like that, that could turn her off. Um,
Yeah.
or if he's like not a neat one, she seems like the type that's like, it gave me the ick that he left his socks on the floor. So
I don't know. She's also someone she hasn't dated in a long time. She's 27 and hasn't been in a relationship since she was 19. Um,
that's
so
interesting.
my concerns are more so on her end. For real. Like, is she gonna, be really ready to dive into all of it and give up her singular space? Because that's a long time. She went through all
Yeah.
of her developmental years, pretty much, not in a
Yeah, I feel like it's
relationship.
easier for
So,
women to do it than men. But I feel like people who are single for a long period of time come with their own issues. And so, you know, who knows what she's going to bring something from it.
yeah, yeah, I
Um,
agree.
but yeah,
But yeah, anything else for these drop of episodes?
no, not from me.
Alrighty, if you are listening on Spotify or Apple, make sure you give us a 5-star review and follow us. If you are on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and we will see you. Today is Tuesday, August 25th that we're recording this, so we'll see you for this batch of episodes this week, very soon. Bye.
Bye.